Several Indiana cities and counties receive funding to spend on road improvements and similar projects. Leslie Chapman met with some local leaders to learn more about where the money could be going. So Leslie, who received funds and what are they planning?
Well, Rob, both Gibson and Vanderburgh counties received the maximum award of $1 million. Now, other tri-state counties like Spencer and Pike counties got smaller amounts, and local leaders say it's all about maintaining tri-state roads.
The funding comes from the state of Indiana's Community Crossings program. Cities, towns, and counties have to apply for the money and tell the state how they'd use the funds. Vanderburgh County received the maximum award this year. They say it would be difficult to do all the projects without it.
The roads are Baseline Road east of Old State, Schrader Road east of 41, Hillsdale east of 41, Lynn Road south of Pollock Avenue. And what we've done is we've got road ratings, pavement condition ratings that we use to determine whether or not a road is in poor condition or not.
The program began in 2016, providing more than $2 billion for local road improvement projects. This year, the program cap has been reduced, set at a total of $100 million per year. The annual cap that local governments could receive was also reduced.
It was $1.5 million last year, and if that would have been available, we would have definitely pursued that. So it does impact things. Prior to the last couple of years, though, the cap was $1 million several years ago. So it's fluctuated a little bit. Ideally, if it was $1.5 million, it'd be better for us because then we'd have another $500,000 in community crossings we'd be eligible for, which would translate into $1 million worth of additional paving.
Local governments must also provide matching funds, so Vanderburgh County is matching the state funding it received. Vanderburgh County officials say every dollar helps.
Any additional funds we can get for road paving definitely helps reduce the amount of mileage that we have that's in poor condition, as well as help address public complaints. So it's been very beneficial.
Now, some cities applied for community crossing grant funds but did not receive them, like Evansville. The Indiana Department of Transportation said they received 450 applications with requests totaling $237 million. Now, again, only $100 million was awarded. NDOT encouraged Evansville to reapply during the next round of funding beginning in July.